Okay, so there is actually one more exponent rule that we're going to be talking about, okay? And that exponent rule tells us how to convert from radicals to rational exponents. And if you're confused about rational, what that means, rational is just another word to say fractional. Okay? So anytime we have a radical, we can actually rewrite it as a rational exponent or fractional exponent. Okay? And so this is the rule right here. And essentially, what happens is if you have something that looks like this, where you have the m and the n, you can rewrite it like this. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's say we have cube root of x squared. I can rewrite this. Well, if you notice, the 2 is on the inside, and the inside ends up going at the top. So I can rewrite this as x to the power of 2 over 3. Okay? If I have, let's say I have x to the third on the inside, 4 as a root, I can rewrite this as x to the power of 3 over 4. Similarly, if I have it the other way, let's say I have x to the power of 5 over 6. The top goes on the inside, so x to the 5th goes on the inside, and this 6 goes on the outside. So biggest thing to remember is inside goes on top. Okay, whatever is inside the radical, that goes on the top of the fraction. So let's just quickly practice here. So again, inside goes on top, so I can rewrite this as 2 over 3. You can do this by yourself as well. Here, again, inside goes on top, so x to the power of 3 over 5. If you don't see a root, there is an invisible 2 here, okay? So when there is no root, there is an invisible 2. So this would be 3 over 2. And then similarly, if you don't see an exponent, you can put a 1. So this is x to the power 1 over 3. Invisible 2. So that's like the one thing that's a little bit different. If you don't see a number in the root, that is a 2. So if we go the opposite way, right, we're going to draw our radical, x. Remember, inside goes on top, so that means top goes on the inside, bottom goes on the outside, and similarly, top goes on the inside, 3 goes on the outside. Okay, so hopefully you're a little comfortable with this rule. So we're gonna now combine everything together. Okay, so we're gonna use all the same rules, but all that's changed now is you first wanna convert any radicals into rational exponents, okay? So anything that has a radical sign or the square root sign, you wanna change into a fractional exponent, okay? So looking at this first problem, this needs to be changed first. So I'm gonna rewrite everything, but instead of writing it as a radical, remember the inside goes on top. So I can rewrite this as like this. Now I have to get rid of parentheses, right? So I can multiply these together, which you should be doing in your calculator. I'm not gonna show you how to do that, right? You should know how to do that by now. So you're gonna get 4 over 3, and then we still have this right here, okay? Now remember, when we multiply, we add these two things, the exponents together, right? So I'm gonna add these two things together, which again, just do in your calculator, okay? Again, just do it in your calculator. When you do that, you should get 25 over 12, right? And so this is now fully simplified. You can't simplify this any further. So this has become x to the power of 25 over 12, okay? This question is asking us, hey, what is the value of a? A is the exponent. Essentially what it's saying is after you simplify all of this, what is the exponent that you get, okay? So again, first things first, I gotta change the radical into a rational exponent. So remember, this has an invisible exponent of 1. So I can rewrite this like 1 over 3. And then I'm gonna copy everything else down, okay? Now I want to get rid of my parentheses, so I'm going to multiply these together. When you do that, you're going to get 5 over 2. Now, because you're dividing, you're going to subtract the exponents. So you're going to get 1/3 minus 5/2, which you should just do in your calculator. Okay, so x to the power of, let's see, negative 13 over 6. And so usually what we would do now, right, this is like technically over 1. So I would like move this to the bottom. So this would usually be my final answer. But if you notice, they don't want it as a fraction. So if you look, my a is just negative 13 over 6, right? The exponent is negative 13 over 6, okay? If that doesn't make sense, ask me. But basically, change all the radicals into the fractional exponents and then go from there, okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, do the rest of the practice.